Hi, everybody. Or everybody, all six of us, maybe, I don't know, that are on here right now. This is kind of funny. Um, so I wanted to do kind of an introduction as to what my ideas and hopes and plans were for this new Instagram that Cynthia, Patty, and Chad came up with. And I had to enlist the creative mind of Kathy Lawless as far as trying to name this Instagram. And it's kind of taken a twist. I mean, we were watching Bristol be Bristol, and everybody kind of knows the whole history of me getting Bristol and this being like my unicorn. And it's been a super fun deal since Kathy brought her home for me. But I also thought this might be a cool place to share some of the tips and tricks and things I've learned along the way. So yes, it'll be Bristol being Bristol. Although she's out eating right now, so she won't be able to join me on this one. The next one will be about her, me introducing her. But she's grazing because there's new grass. So anyway, just to give you a little rundown, one of my things was to hopefully share some of the crazy eclectic horse things that I've learned over my life. And not because I'm a pro, not because, I'm the best at any of this stuff by any means, but I've dabbled in a whole lot of different things since I was about 4 years old. And everything from starting in English with Pony Club and jumping and doing the little 3-day events. And of course, I did 4-H, did some pleasure circuit stuff, went to quarter horse, showed there, did the horsemanship, Western pleasure, showmanship, hunter under saddle, and all that. And then halter and did the Congress thing, did some barrel racing with MBHA, did a couple of little hilltoppers for fox hunts, had some good friends that were reiners, learned a little bit about that, and learning a little bit about, I haven't done any of the working cow horse stuff, but that's super interesting. Had some ropers in my history, so I've learned a little bit about that. I wasn't good at that, but it's okay. I liked chasing cows, whatever. That was always fun with green horses and teaching them that. So I think what I see happen a lot on the trail is new people are going through all the same bumps in the road as we've all been through if you've been around horses your whole life. And it's kind of a shame that people have to learn the hard way on some of these things. And some people will no matter what, don't get me wrong. But if you could share in a way some of the things that maybe make your life easier, things you've learned from multiple disciplines. And that's my thing is I don't follow one thing only. I've been lucky enough to have pros and experts in lots of fields be somebody that I could go to, learn from, and take from that whatever I can. So if you're open-minded and you realize that there's a lot of riding styles out there and there's something to be gained from all of them, I think you'll be the better horse person, mule person, whatever in the end for that. So, for example, English people go back a long ways. The Austrian School of Riding has been doing things right for a really, really long time, and especially regarding safety. Western riding, cowboy stuff. I love cowboy stuff. I love watching Westerns. I love looking at the tack and seeing there was a purpose for this. What's the purpose for this? And, I do my leather stuff, and sometimes I'll make things that fit the need based on what I've watched on a Western or seen somebody use. And history is cool if you look at horse things, even, the Spanish cowboys and their styles of, the Rommel reins and the fancy bits and the spade bits and the things they use. And everybody has a different philosophy. Nobody's right or wrong. I think it really just depends on what you're dealing with, what you want, the style you like, what you're trying to accomplish, and be open-minded. There's you watch people doing something different than you, maybe that works. So just be open to it. So some of the things I wanted to share, I'm not going to do any today. I just wanted to introduce what my ideas were. A big one is just trail etiquette and ways to not make the ride suck for everybody around you. And, ways to do things safe, learn a couple good knots. And there are 2 really good knots that I want to share with everybody. The bowline, or I just call it a bowline, and quick release. Quick releases are not all they're cracked up to be like everybody thinks. And so I wanted to share some of those things in one of these. I wanted to talk about, back cinch usage. So I learned a lot with tacking up a mule. Different. Never ever would have put a back cinch where I put a back cinch on a mule, but I see a lot of back cinches hanging, and I don't know why they're there. If that's what you're doing is nothing with it, then it's just a hazard. So I was going to talk about that. Just tack accessories, like things that you use. Think about using nylon versus leather. There are benefits and disadvantages to both. So things to know and think about when you make your choices. Split reins versus, what I call barrel racing reins or roping reins. And I see people trail riding with both. I don't care what you use. I think there's a benefit and there are disadvantages to both. So know what your style is, know how your horse rides, know how you hold them, whatever that makes a difference. Clipping. I do like a clipped up animal, not to where the bugs are going to get them, but just, it just makes a difference. People don't realize they're seeing just this, and I'm proud of my mule. So I do try to spiff her up a little bit, but, that type of thing. Going through obstacles with people on the trail, riding with people who are green, or they have green horses. And if you've never been the person on a green horse, you really don't know what's going through the minds of the people that are on something that horse has never experienced these things before. And that's where these trail horses, I think, become so valuable, and the time that somebody puts on them, because all those firsts are all the unknowns. You don't know what they're going to do when they see a bike. You don't know what they're going to do when they're near a guardrail and a car goes by, or, the first person you approach on the trail, or the water obstacle, or the rocks, or whatever, stumps, rocks, who knows? I mean, we've had all of our issues, and most people I know that I ride with have been there for that with me. So, being considerate of that, when you have an anxious younger horse or mule, and know what that person's kind of going through, it's a different experience if you're the one on the green one, that's for sure. So I mean, that's about it. I have a whole list. I did a page today. I was so excited about ideas that I was going to share with this. And some of my stuff gets put to the test because of Bristol. I mean, everybody saw that video of her freaking out on the picket line. You could hear my knots creaking and cracking. I'm like, great, I'm never getting that undone. But because it was the right knot, it did come undone, luckily. And just little ways to set up a picket line. I've come up with a trick. I'm by myself all the time when I go someplace. I meet up with other people, obviously, but I have to handle everything on my own. So, or I want to. I'm just independent that way. I don't want to depend on others. We should do a trailer backing one. That was a great idea. Anyway, loading by yourself, unloading by yourself, tying up, what to do, things in the right order, how to get your picket line easily up and down, just stuff that I end up doing alone. And so you find the best, safest way of doing it, sometimes by trial and error, but I like to share that with people. So we'll be using Bristol as our example probably of some things as we go here. I'd still have to get her to sign the contract, but yes, I know, Dave. Anyway, that's it. So I'm hoping it's something that everybody can enjoy, laugh at, and give me your ideas back. I'm not going to be right about everything for sure, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to tell anybody their way is wrong. I just hope I can share some of the things I've learned along the way. Maybe make everybody's day a little bit better out on the trail, or hauling your animal somewhere and riding with others. So thanks.